Number 5. Amanda's Show and All of That. Can't really pick between the two because I kind of watched them equally. They were the two Nickelodeon live-action shows that just took a look on sketches and stuff like that, and yeah, it was fun. It was amusing. I laughed. I giggled. Was that 90s? I think it was. It might have been to the very beginning of 2000s, but either way, it was part of my childhood, so I'm going to count it. I think it started off in the 90s. I could be wrong about that. I know at least All of That was, so one of the two. All of That and Amanda's Show. I don't remember if they were funny or not. I just remember loving them as a kid, so they did something right. Number 4. Dexters Lab. Yeah, the show about the midget who has a lab, and there's a monkey, and there's a guy named Mandorf, and his sister Dee Dee goes into his lab. Yeah. It was funny. You see, I don't really know what it was about with this show that made me watch it that much. It was just... It was okay, I guess, of comedy. Something about it was interesting to me. I don't know if it was like the inventions. I don't know if it was Dee Dee annoying his brother all the time. Annoying her brother all the time. Or if it was all the destruction. Or if it was the monkey. Or whatever it was. There was just enough weird shit in the show to keep me watching, and I loved it as a kid. There was also those superheroes, and those were actually funny to my memory. Like, actually funny. Dexter's Lab part of the show, I don't really remember laughing at it too much, but I remember enjoying it. Not quite sure why I enjoyed it so much, but it was good. I kept watching every single time it was on, and it was a big part of my childhood. Number 3. Believe it or not, Angry Beavers. This is one that I never see on countdown lists for like 90s stuff. And even when Nickelodeon did their 90s Nickelodeon thing, it didn't get brought back like all the other shows did. And that disappointed me. It was weird with Angry Beavers. It was one of those shows that was just, like, not particularly funny, but it had a charm to it with the characters, and it was really colorful, and I think that's what got my attention. But I watched this show all the time when I was a kid. Like, it's one of the ones I watched more than anything. And I don't know what it was. Maybe it was that catchy intro once again. There was like good animation, good colors. Just something about it always brought me back, continuing to watch it. I actually watched this one once as an adult at my age now just to see what it's like. And I didn't like it. Not even a little bit. I questioned why I liked it as a kid, but I still have that soft side for it because I did really like it as a kid. I guess it was just, character design, colors that really got me into it. Like, I liked that, for example, I liked that Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog show, and that show was really bad, but it was, like, colorful. We had all these wacky designs for the characters, and that's what got me attached to it. It was pretty easy to entertain me as a kid. There were those kids who watched Sesame Street, and then there was those kids who watched Barney, and I was one of the Barney viewers. I watch more intelligent TV now, I promise. But, yeah, it was a weird show, but I liked it so much when I was a kid, and I just watched it all the time, so it belongs on this list. Number 2, here's where it gets bad. Rockos Modern Life. This was the most perverted fucking show ever. Oh my god, it was weird what they did with it. Why did I watch all the weird shows? Why did I watch all the really screwed up I guess that was just the 90s for you. That's what people loved about the 90s so much, is how much they got away with, how there was no big restrictions. And Rocko's Modern Life just blows that up pretty much. You thought Animaniacs' fingers joke was bad? You should just see half the shit Rocko's Modern Life has done. Oh my god, how the hell did I get away with watching this as a kid? And how the hell am I not more perverted than I actually am? Because it's like the most perverted thing I've ever seen in my life. There is so many sex jokes, and I mean just so many sex jokes. Someone made a video with 100 of the worst jokes, or not worst, but most inappropriate jokes in Rocko's Modern Life. 100, and that wasn't even all of them. That was just the ones that they thought of for the list. They did a top 100. The show had so many screwed up moments, and I never caught them as a kid. Of course, I never caught them as a kid. When you get older, you're just going to see it every single episode they did it. So when I like it, it was weird, but it was, very, very good, in my opinion. To this day, I still think it's kind of funny. I freaking love that wacky deli thing they did with the cheese. Oh, he's the best character in the show. And that was funny. I remember the sausage episode that I thought was kind of funny. The only one that I always thought was really weird was the one that's literally about nudists, but whatever. Yeah, the show had a lot of weird points to it, but it was just, it had something to it that always brought me back to it as a kid, and I watched it like daily. And once again, I don't know how I don't have a more perverted mind after watching it. It was just a very entertaining TV show, really, because of all the weird stuff. It was a kangaroo, a cow, and a turtle that went out and just did random shit for a even more random neighborhood. And a lot of people seem to have mixed reactions with Rocko's Modern Life. A lot of people seem to not like it. A lot of people seem to not know what to think about it. But I, as a kid, liked it, and I now still kind of like it. Number 1. Have you not guessed it? Have you really not guessed it? Because I think it's pretty obvious. Alright, well, this will get this 90s kid off my back, so let's just start. Number 1 is Pokemon. Oh, man. All of the time we spent with this, and the thing about this is it was, like, everything I've been naming was shows. This one was everything. It was a video game, it was movies, it was a TV show, it was merchandise, it was music, it was every single thing in the entertainment industry at that time. Eventually they even made a freaking Pokemon musical. A musical for Pokemon. There were movies after movie after movie after movie being released. The show still goes on to this day. The merchandise has always been insane. They keep releasing the same game over and over, but keep getting a lot of money for it, but don't get nearly as much crap for doing it like Call of Duty does. And it is just one of the best franchises that ever existed. Not in a entertainment level, but on a good at making money level. Now I like Pokemon. I have a soft side for Pokemon. I enjoyed it as a kid. Don't really play it that much anymore, but I cannot deny it was childhood. It was what took up about 90% of each child's time during the 90s, if you were a kid in the 90s. Even if you weren't a kid in the 90s, I think there were some that was just, this was taking up your life. Pokemon was everything. I was a Pikachu for Halloween. I played Pokemon with my friends. I played Pokemon alone. I would stay up late playing Pokemon. I'd watch the movies. I'd watch the TV show. I had Pokemon shoes. I had Pokemon shirts. I had Pokemon pants. I had Pokemon music I would listen to. It was just Pokemon everything when you were a kid. And I wasn't the only one. It was the same thing with my friends that I had when I was a kid. It was the same thing with my brother. It was the same thing with my relatives. We had Pokemon wrapping paper for every single birthday. We had Pokemon cakes for every single birthday. It was just Pokemon this, Pokemon that, Pokemon everything. And it annoyed my dad so much, and he still makes fun of me for it to this day. And he's right. It was the most obnoxious, irritating thing, and I'm glad I don't have to deal with this when I have a kid, though there'll probably be something even worse out by then. But Pokemon, it was basically just something that came out around this time. Like, my dad was there for when this big franchise that is still big to this day just got big. And that's insane to think about. Because it just blew up. It just got so big and bigger and bigger, and everything, just, the world became the world's main focus almost became Pokemon, pretty much. That's what the world was. It was Pokemon during the 90s. That's, you mentioned the 90s, and that's like the first thing that will ever come to my head is Pokemon. What do I think of Pokemon nowadays? Not much. I honestly don't think much of it anymore. I love the childhood memories that it gave me. I had a lot of fun doing it. I sometimes play the retro games. I will admit I'm one of those I'm one of the first generation people, and I won't really try anything outside of Generation 1. And I'm not saying the other generations suck, I'm just saying I'm not interested in them. But like, if I ever go back to look at Pokemon or play Pokemon, it's always the first generation, not even Generation 2 for me. But when it was a big thing in the 90s, it was a big thing for me as well. Well, thanks for running away like a little bitch and leaving with that psychopath.
I'm making steak.
Dude, I used to like the 90s. I mean, I really did. But assholes on the internet are just making it very hard lately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know this is your food, right?
Yeah. and you're gonna eat it, aren't you?
Of course, that's why I made it. Like 5 minutes and it'll be done. I'm not sharing though, you have to get your own food.
I kind of hate you, Pinsett.
No.